Let's make love tonight. Cause you do it right.
Baby, I'm hot just like an oven. I need some loving.
And
baby.
okay, we done with that.
That's more than that's more than 30 seconds, bro.
Right. I do not own the rights to this music
at all.
No, but so what I was saying before we started recording them, I found this clip on Twitter of its title. It's a video, but it's titled "I'm Not Black, I'm Honduran," and it's a podcast. You know, the thing that we're recording right now, but it's a video podcast of 4 people of color. And the one black guy, titles are sensitive. He looks like us, like we look. Mm-hmm. And he's in the room with other black people and he says, well, I'm not black, I'm Honduran.
Right.
Okay.
Let's see how he looks. I'm afraid to start the video because I don't want it to start like playing.
Okay.
He identifies as Hispanic. And he's like, they're like, well, you're mixing race and nationality. And he's like, well, no, I'm Honduran, but you're black. Like, you're a black Honduran. He's like, no, my first language is Spanish and all this stuff. But he's like, no, like, well, you can be like an Afro-Latino. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like a model of negra. Is she Afro-Latino?
Yeah. Because she's a black Dominican. But so I responded to this tweet and I said, to provide some explanation to this as the child of an immigrant, black equates to African American. Mm-hmm. My father would quickly correct you if you called him black, and his response would be, I'm not black, I'm Haitian. Mm-hmm. But I also put, because niggas like to start arguments, in parentheses, my mother's African American, identifies black. So, I mean, granted, you are of African descent, but I think that term or that designation that to a lot of people, especially people who aren't black Americans, black, especially people who are like from the Caribbean, other black people from Africa, black equates to, and some people consider black to be African American. So when you ask them if they're black, they're like, no, I'm not black. I'm Honduran, or I'm Haitian, or I'm Dominican. I'm not black. Right. Because to them, black equates to being African American. And they're trying to argue with him saying, no, but you black. Like, look at your hair. Look at how your skin looks. You're black. You're black. And it's like, well,
I would think that he would know what he is more than you would, but okay.
I think that I think that when black people see, I'll say, black presenting folks, like you just said, look at your hair color, like look at your hair, look at your skin color, like you are black. Yeah. So when other black people, Americans, see darker skin Latinos or darker skin anybody that's outside of America, it's like, oh, you're considered, they consider you black. And then if you say, no, I'm not black, I'm something, I'm what you are, it's like they take it as disrespect. Right. Because they take it as you're not black, you're saying, you're denouncing your black skin. Right. And it's like, I'm not. I mean, if I was born in Honduras, I'm Honduran. Man. Or if I was born in Paris, I'm Parisian. Like, wait, that's one for
Parisian.
Yeah.
Honduran. There's no saying
but either way, it's like, if I was born outside of this country, that's what I am. Right. But because you see me, like I said, black presenting, like, or
of African descent,
you look at me and you see a black man, and I'm telling you that
what you think is, I think what's getting lost here is the definition of black. Mm-hmm. Right. Because again, like I said earlier, a lot of people from the Caribbean say black is African American, but in the United States, to us, black is of African descent. Yeah. And I had to explain to somebody asked me, like, when I posted the tweet, he asked me if my father would identify as black Haitian or was he anti-black American, and I was like, to him, black equated to African American. He was never in denial about his African heritage. He just didn't identify with that term.
Yeah, he would say, like you just said,
that was his right.
Respectfully, I'm Haitian.
You want to say respectfully because he can give a fuck if you respect him or not.
No, but what I'm saying is like, it's like it's not necessarily trying, but they look at. I believe that Americans look at it like, I mean, okay, all right, take black from it, like take black outside of it, and it was a white person, like a white American versus Irish or Italian, and it's like, you're white. No, I'm Italian.
Same thing.
Right.
It's semantics.
And it's like, yo, y'all, but you feel disrespected because I believe that you're trying to relate to said person, and they like, nah, yo, we not the same.
And it's conversations about differences in ethnicity versus nationality, where you're from, and all this other stuff. But also, words mean things. The same word can mean 4 different things to 4 different people.
True shit.
Yeah. So I think that was a interesting, just a video I stumbled on when we recorded. Any thoughts, Shauna?
No, I just find it. It's not the first time I've heard something like this. And I just find it interesting. It just kind of reminded me of. I didn't watch the show, but I saw snippets of the reboot of College Hill. They got the celebrities on, and the whole situation that happened between Jose and Amber.
She's talking about Jocelyn, y'all.
They know who I'm talking about. But the situation that happened between the two of them and how they got into it because she felt like Amber was denouncing her blackness. But I personally have never heard Jocelyn refer to herself as Afro-Latino or a black woman or anything like that. So it kind of threw me off.
Yeah, she called herself the Puerto Rican princess.
Right. So every time I look, she's disrespecting a black woman. So it just kind of threw me off that she was going in on her about not wanting to be black and all that stuff. And I just felt like she thought she was easy talking and she attacked her. But that's always been like a really controversial subject about people who are biracial or things like that. They may look more of the other race than they do African American or black or whatever you choose to be labeled as, because some people don't want to be called African American, some people don't want to be called black. Some people, you know what I'm saying?
Could that be in defense of her because she has a black daughter? And then you say another black woman,
but she's still disrespectful to black women. So
true shit.
I don't, and she exploits black women. So I don't understand.
Right message, wrong messenger.
That's the way it kind of came off to me. It's hard to take. I just felt like she was attacking her. That's just me personally.
And with that being said, welcome to this week's episode of Wine and Audacity, the podcast. I'm your host, Brandon Sicard, and I'm joined by these 2 niggas. How y'all feeling this week?
I'm motherfucking tired.
Motherfucking tired.
Nah,
you had a good
cooling.
week?
Yeah. It was hot. Same shit.
It's hot as fuck.
Yep, hot as the underside of the devil's balls.
That's pretty hot.
I mean, why you down there teabagging the devil?
First of all, fuck you, bitch.
You saying
you be teabagging, Shauna?
I don't do that. Child. That take too much work. I ain't got time.
Do it.
I ain't got time, child.
All you gotta do is just let it.
I won't do that neither. I might get a little ass on my forehead. I don't want
that. All you look up, all you see is
a hole. Just no dirt.
You look up, all you see. Shauna, look. All you see is this.
No.
Look.
Nah.
You saying you gonna see the nigga winking at you, yo?
Nah. No, thank you. Baby, I'm a little freaky, baby. I ain't got that.
That nigga driving like it's hot.
I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Don't knock it till you try it. Anyway.
And nigga ain't gonna be doing the busted challenge on my fucking face. I ain't gonna be able to do it. No, sir. What you not gonna do is this, Erica Banks.
Why are you playing?
That nigga gonna leave a slug trail on your forehead, bro.
I ain't be able to do it. I ain't baby.
I'm not fucking with you, yo.
Look.
I ain't
no shame in my game.
I ain't baby do it.
I do it gladly. Anyway, how you feel this week, Aaron?
Touched.
Fuck you.
Like every goddamn week. Hey, yo. That specialty made helmet with the ticket ears on it.
Hey, yo. But this bitch be licking the windows of the school on the short bus, bro.
Your ass big.
She like fire trucks are red.
Like, gotta go.
No.
Why we like this?
We got Rain Man over here.
Right, man, was smart nigga.
Damn sure was.
Oh, my bad. I am Sam.
How was he a serial killer nigga?
No, yo.
That's
that was son of Sam. I knew the nigga name was Sam.
Wait, no.
I knew the nigga name was Sam.
She was like, it was a Sam in there somewhere.
Look, son of Sam,
Shit.
daughter of Sam. The nigga name was Sam.
Sam I am.
Shit.
I like green eggs and ham. Sam.
Y'all some assholes.
Oh my god.
But to answer your question, Mr. Sagard, I'm okay.
That's good.
Kinda. Yeah. Shauna over here talking about teabagging niggas and shit, bro.
That ain't even what I said. You was in my business.
She said she teabagging the devil, bro.
You know what?
Hey.
So, y'all, what are we doing this week? The week before last, we did
True
that?
crime.
True crime.
Yeah, we talked about the Avis Banks case.
Avis Banks, right? Last week was August Q&A episode. We had some good conversations
Yes.
that week.
Yeah.
This week, y'all know what we doing?
Nostalgia, baby.
We back to nostalgia. So this week, I wanted to break it up, make it a little light again. Not that kind of light. And we're gonna talk about. Y'all stop it. Stop it.
I ain't even did nothing. I was quiet.
So we're gonna talk about the best black sitcoms from the 90s.
I love it.
Golden era.
love
Our golden era of sitcoms.
I take it. I'm
So
ready.
I found this article from okplayer.com entitled The 14 Blessed. Yes, they are blessed and highly favored. But the 14 best black sitcoms from the 90s. The article was written by Vanessa Ellie, and it starts by saying black sitcoms from the 90s served as a healing measure for an entire diaspora. From Moesha to Living Single, these are the best sitcoms from the 1990s.
Let's go.
So,
I'm excited.
I want to hear, if you agree with this list, I'm going to go through, starting with 14 and ending with number 1.
Is it in a particular order, or they just got them listed like that?
It's listed from 14 to 1.
No, but I mean, it's the one that's at number 1. They saying it's the number 1 sitcom.
Yeah.
Or is it just a list?
Yeah, because I think it's the best one.
Okay.
So it says, in honor of these 90s gems, we're highlighting the 14 best black sitcoms from the decade.
Okay.
And I want y'all, if one of your favorites is missed, we'll go into it afterward. And name some shows from the 90s that you remember that may not get as much shine, or, some ones that were your favorite. That may not be on the list.
In the heat of the night.
That was definitely the 80s.
Baby, that was the 80s.
That was definitely the 80s. So y'all ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Number 14. Cousin Skeeter.
I love
Aired on
Cousin
Nickelodeon
Skeeter.
from 1998 to 2001.
I loved Cousin Skeeter. That was back when Megan Good had them 2 front teeth like that.
She had a gap.
And the 2 teeth.
Nah, that's when she had the braces, bro.
Starring as the voice of Cousin Skeeter was actor and Def Jam comedy stand-up comedian Bill Bellamy, who brought his humor and larger-than-life personality to the titular character.
I didn't know Bill Bellamy was Cousin Skeeter all these years. I thought that was
Shauna, are you serious?
No, I thought it was that other comedian guy.
Who?
God, what is his name? Oh my God, he was really silly. Oh God, something Jamal. I swear, all these years I thought. Oh my God, all these years.
Who? Jamal?
His name is something Jamal. It's like initials at the beginning, and I swear
AJ Jamal.
That's his name. I don't know why I thought that was Cousin Skeeter all these. Oh Jesus, my bad, Bill. Sorry, cousin. Oops.
No,
Wow.
But we're not gonna talk about how it was his actual voice.
Yeah.
Like it was his actual voice,
I
like the
gotta go
first
back
couple,
and watch
like the
that.
first
I ain't
couple
seen it in
episodes,
2
right?
years.
But then somewhere along the line, that's when he started doing a high pitched voice. Cause his voice is deep as shit.
Child.
In Cousin Skeeter, viewers are given a cousin relationship they didn't know they needed. As Skeeter travels to New York to tutor his cousin Bobby, played by Robert Richard, in algebra. It ends up becoming his life coach and best friend in the process. Kurt Farquhar, Cousin Skeeter's composer, was deep in his creative bag when he tapped into puppetry. He gave the culture its very own black puppet, which was a spin on the sitcom formula that hadn't been taken yet. The sitcom also introduced us to Megan Good, who would star with Richard again almost 2 decades later in the Harlem TV series. I can't speak English, y'all.
Now, is Kirk Fuqua related to them other Fuquas? And what's his name? Antoine Fuqua, and is another one.
No,
You're not
so
related to them?
it's spelled totally different. So
Oh, okay.
Antoine Fuqua.
It's him and his what's his uncle name? His uncle is a producer or something
Antoine
as well.
Fuqua, I believe, is a director, but
That's the one that was married to Layla Rashawn.
yeah. His name is spelled Fuqua.
And then there's an uncle or something.
Kurt Farquhar. I said his name.
Farquhar.
Farquhar is
Gotcha.
Farquar.
Okay.
Farquhar. Fuqua and Farquhar. All right, you ready to go to the next one?
Yep, I'm ready.
13. Hanging with Mr. Cooper, which aired on ABC from 1992 to 1997. After falling in his basketball career, Mr. Cooper takes advantage of his background in education and starts teaching kids. The sitcom demonstrated what it meant to not only be a teacher but a mentor to kids, as Cooper becomes a father figure and good role model for the students he encounters. We got to see familiar pre-adolescent and adolescent faves like twin sisters Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, Raven Simone, Omar Gooding, and more. But what really separated Hanging with Mr. Cooper from the other shows was the titular character's living situation. He had two female roommates, Robin, played by A Different World's Dawn Lewis, and Vanessa, played by Holly Robinson. She wasn't Holly Robinson, Peach yet.
No, she was just Holly Robinson.
Resulting in a subtle but significant progressive element, the trio's conversations and unisex perspectives makes for great exchanges.
No, so I think Hanging with Mr. Cooper was underrated.
It was. It definitely is. I have watched it repeatedly. It's on HBO Max. It is on Hulu.
I believe that was.
And I have watched it multiple times.
That was the precursor to.
Love it.
That was the precursor to In the House. Is it In the House?
Yes.
Yeah.
I loved In the House.
Ready for number 12?
Yeah.
Yep.
Kenan and Kel, which aired on Nickelodeon from 1996. Which aired on Nickelodeon from 1996 to 2000. So let me read this blurb and then y'all can go into your thoughts.
Okay.
From the original cast of Nickelodeon sketch series All That, actors Kenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell were given their own sitcom. Unlike other sitcoms set in New York or California, Kenan and Kel resided in Chicago, where they got to see the hands-on Rockmore parents teach their son Kenan responsibility by making him get a job to work his way through high school and babysit his younger sister Kira, played by Vanessa Baden. His best friend Kel, Kira, whatever, nigga. my bad, sis. No, well, I mean, her name is Vanessa Baden. His best friend Kel, with his infamous catchphrase,
"Who loves orange soda? Kel loves orange soda. Is it true? Mm-hmm. I do. Ooh."
Doesn't have a supportive family like Kenan's, spending most of his time at the Rockmore house to his parents' chagrin. But at the center of the series is Kenan scheming, employing an assortment of get-rich-quick schemes throughout the series that always horribly and hilariously failed. So, thoughts about Kenan and Kel?
Yo, have we ever seen
Everybody
Kel's
out
parents?
there go run and tell the homeboys and homegirls it's time for Kenan and Kel. They keep you letting in the afternoon, so don't touch that dial or leave the room. That's my shit.
Yeah, we never. Now that I think about it, I don't think we ever did see Kel's parents.
Nope. We never saw Kel's parents. That's just like on some other shows where we saw some people's parents. And yeah, I'll talk about it when we get to that particular show.
I think that Kenan and Kel should be at least top 10.
Top 10, really?
I went back and I went back and rewatched Kenan and Kel recently because it's on Prime or Netflix, one of the two, or both. I went back and watched it.
If it's Nickelodeon, it's possibly Netflix.
I think it's on both, but I went back and rewatched because BET Plus has a lot of the old black shows too. So I went back and watched it one day. I was in the house like, "Ooh, Kenan and Kel," and I started watching it. Still funny to fuck to me.
Unless you've been living under a rock, you know that Kenan Thompson is the longest serving cast member on Saturday Night Live in history.
And is.
He's been on the show, I think, for 15 years at this point.
Damn.
Black man.
Mm-hmm. And I think Kel has come on to do like Good Burger sketches, more so in recent years.
Or they're doing a part 2.
Yeah, they're doing the Good Burger too.
Why you bullshit?
They are.
The crazy thing was they
both
interviewed.
tried out.
Yeah, they both tried out
SNL.
But
Kenan got on.
Yeah, but it was because Kel was way too nervous, and he kind of fucked up the audition. But yeah, I mean, it's like, when you watch them and then you seen them all on Wildin' Out, like the original cast together on Wildin' Out, shit was cool.
Give or take a couple, but the cast that mattered, the most identifiable ones.
So do you like Kenan and Kel more on All That, or did you like them more on Kenan and Kel?
Because Kenan and Kel was focused specifically on them, I think I might have liked that one better. Okay. But I did like their interactions with everybody else on All That, like the Good Burger sketches and stuff like that they would do on there.
My name is Connie Muldoon.
I think all that.
Connie ordered all that shit. Kel was like,
Why?
No. But I liked them. I did like them on.
He's a dude.
I did like them on
'Cause
All
we're
That
all
Better.
dudes. Hey.
I did like them on All That Better because it showed it showed just how versatile they were in different characters. Because I mean, Kenan and Kel reminded me of like young Eddie Murphys. Like as far as like Eddie Murphy and Martin going in with different characters and being able to jump in and out of different
You
characters.
remember Keenan and Nick Cannon was the convenience store clerks, the women convenience store clerks with them fucking long ass nails and them raggedy ass wigs. That was some funny shit. That was funny.
Yeah.
We had the greatest childhood, yo. Like we had the best fucking show. What's the next show be?
I want y'all to take a guess at what the next show is. It may be on the list, but I'm not gonna tell you. I want to see what your answers are for the next show.
Number 12. And you saying best black TV shows?
Family Matters.
No,
Really? You think Family Matters is that low?
No, Family
All
Matters
that?
Family Matters is gonna be in top. Is gonna be in the top 5.
You would like to think so, because
Family Matters,
that was one of my favorite
It's
shows.
a legendary show.
The Cosby
It's one of my
Show?
favorites. That came out in the 80s.
It did start in the 80s. You right.
84
Martin?
82.
It better not be Martin. Better be fucking.
So
number
you
one.
say your guess is Martin, and what's your guess?
I'm gonna say Living Single.
Okay, you're both wrong. Number 11, The Steve Harvey Show, which aired on
Oh
the
shit, that was
WB
my
from
shit. I
1996
love
to
Steve
2002.
Harvey. I
Although-
still rewatch that too.
Although stand-up comedian Steve Harvey took on the
When the
lead
phone
fictional
hits the
role
fan,
of high school
everybody
music teacher
cross the
Steve
line.
Hightower, he still sported his real-life chopper suits. He even had a suit line on the market today, or he has one on the market today, in the beloved Steve Harvey Show. In the sitcom, we got to view the high school dynamic from an administration and faculty's point of view. All office personnel work together as a well-oiled machine, holding up a school of diverse teens. Namely, the series' primary friend group, Romeo, rest in peace to Merlin Santana, Bullethead, and the always too ecstatic Lydia Liza Gutman. But it was the black leads who occupied office space that were the show's main standouts. Most notably, Wendy Raquel Robinson as the school's principal and overall boss bitch, Miss Regina Piggy Greer. Thoughts on the Steve Harvey Show?
And Lavita, y'all can't talk about that shit without Lavita Alizé Jenkins Robinson.
Oh, the way she would say Cedric Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, nah.
Wasn't he from Willacoochee, Georgia?
Willacoochee, Georgia.
Nah, I liked the Steve Harvey Show.
You can't just go going through a man's stuff all willy-nilly. I love that show.
But I think I liked it more. For Sad and Lavita though.
I love Sad
Oh,
Lavita.
and
I was
then-
so happy when they had a baby.
Then when Lady of Rage joined,
I was going to say, you got to
Oh,
say,
God, I love-
you got to pay,
love.
you can't mention the Steve Harvey Show without talking
Baby
about Coretta,
Coretta.
a.k.a. the Lady of Rage.
Yes.
Because she was on Romeo's
She just performed recently on the Essence Festival, baby. Came up with that motherfucker. I rock rough and stuff with my Afro puffs.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be like, rock on with your bad stuff. Them Afro puffs was this fucking big. I loved it. Loved Tyree Man. She still look good too.
You got to show respect to Coretta because
Yes.
she was on Romeo's ass.
Never called Lydia by her real fucking name. Poor Lydia.
Oh, the Lisa.
She called her Lisa Leslie. Poor thing. Poor thing.
Ready for the next show?
yeah,
Smart Guy, which aired on the WB from 1997 to 1999.
That's my show.
In Smart Guy, we were able to experience the unheard of, a black boy who didn't get to extreme trouble and had wits beyond his own instructors at school. TJ Henderson, played by Taj Mowry, is a boy genius in the sitcom, carrying the family and his brother's friend Mo, played by Omar Gooding, on his back while going from elementary school to high school as a 10-year-old. Smart Guy defines stereotypes by telling a touching story of family. TJ's brother Marcus, Jason Weaver, sister Yvette, Essence Atkins, and father Floyd Henderson, John Marshall Jones, trying to support one another. I will say that I recently learned, I think it was Omar Gooding or Jason Weaver who did an interview with Vlad TV recently, stating why Smart Guy got canceled after, I think the second season? Yeah, it ended in 99. Taj Mowry did a walkout. He alluded to, he didn't say his name directly, but he said Taj Mowry
didn't want he wanted
wanted more money.
Yeah, he wanted more.
or I guess his mother wanted him to get more money for the role he was playing.
He's a smart guy.
So he walked off the set for a week and basically crippled the show because, of course, he's the titular star, so they couldn't have the show without him. No, I think for that week there was a random episode in the second or in that last season where the focus, because TJ was gone, they did an episode solely focusing on Marcus and Mo. I think they said TJ was at away like a sleepaway camp for like a week or at like a summer camp or something, and they just did an episode focusing on Marcus and Mo. Mm-hmm. And they said it did well, but the studio thought, or the WB thought at the time, that it was too much of a risk to give them an additional season. Even though the show had high ratings all 3 seasons, and they were, I think, in line to get a renewal for a 4th season, but because he did that stunt, he ultimately came back to work.
I remember that interview.
That was a good freaking show.
Yeah, I still love Smart Guy.
I got Disney Plus simply to watch Smart Guy.
The way
I binged it in like 2 days.
The way he, I remember that interview because he was like, "Yo, without the star, like, what can we do?" Mm-hmm. And it was like, "Hey, man."
That was a dope ass show. I might go home and renew my damn Disney Plus just to watch that shit again.
Hold up, what number is that? That was number 10.
That was number 10. Yeah, that was 10. But before we go forward, we're going to take our first commercial break here. Mm-hmm. And we will be back with the rest of the list. All right, and we're back. You ready to keep going on this list?
Yep.
Number 9. I'm not sure why this one is on the list because it technically did not start in the 80s. I mean, in the 90s. Most of its run was actually in the 90s. But number 9 is Family Matters, which aired on ABC and CBS.
And it started late.
From 1989 to 1998.
I'm going to say it was like late 80s.
As the title suggests, the series was all about a family that took care of each other. In the Winslows, we saw a middle-class family doing their best to help each other. With patriarch Carl Winslow leading by example. But what viewers remember most about Family Matters is the character that was originally supposed to have a one-and-done appearance on the show, Steve Urkel. Played by Jaleel White, Urkel was the Winslow's nerdy neighbor who quickly became a fan favorite, resulting in him becoming the show's breakout character. And making Urkel a main character, Family Matters birthed one of the greatest catchphrases in sitcom history.
Did I do that?
And gave us a beloved black teenage chemist who built everything from a time traveling watch to a cloning machine.
Yo.
Yes. I loved Family Matters. Nobody still has explained to me 20 years later how the fuck Judy walked up the steps and never came back down. I am behooved.
Legend has it she's still in that room.
Baby, she's still up there like, so they gonna call me down or
they
no? They forgot about it. They done moved out the fucking house.
It's a white family.
Stephen Laura done went and had babies.
It's a white family in the house now. Like
Stephen Laura done went and had babies.
Why won't this door open?
Mama Winslow done went to glory.
Her mother,
Richie grown.
She was like 116.
3J grown. Everybody just gone, Lord.
I think
they swapped out Harriet the last season too.
They did not. I didn't like anything about it.
When the show went to CBS in its final season, they swapped it out with Gina's mother from Martin.
I didn't like it. It didn't have the same dynamic. Not that she was a bad actress, because I did like her, but it wasn't the same. They didn't have that same passion. They didn't have that same chemistry that Joe Marie Payton and Reginald Johnson had. Mm-hmm. They had a chemistry that would make you think they were married in real life. And I loved that about them with him. And I can't remember her real name. But with them two, I didn't feel that same passion or connection between the two of them. So it didn't flow the same way. I also hated that Steve and Laura ended up together. I was upset with that. I didn't want them together. Myra loved Steve's dirty fucking drawers. And I think that he should have married Myra. That's who he should have been engaged to. That bitch got into the fucking storage thing of a fucking rocket to try to go to space with this man. She loved him. She loved him. She accepted him for who he was. She never tried to get him to change. She never wanted him to be anything other than what he was which was a fucking nerd. Wow, Laura wanted him to be something completely different. She treated him so bad for all them years, and then all of a sudden, if you finally got him to clone himself and change one of them into fucking Stefan, now you don't want Stefan no more. You want fucking Steve. I am confusion.
I think
so. No, I did not like the way that show ended.
I think the thing that I liked about it is that I never really paid attention to because I was a kid. That Family Matters is actually a spinoff from Perfect Strangers.
It is.
Harriet was the elevator
operator.
Yeah, but that was a lot of shows. Like I didn't realize until recently that Good Times was a spinoff of Maude.
Yep.
Did not know that. I was reading something the other day. I said, I know you bullshitting.
Yep,
And
Florida.
Maude was a spinoff of All in the Family, just like the Jeffersons was.
Yep.
So like I said, baby, I was in the house. The little rainbow went over my head like, the more you know.
Yo, but
I did not know that.
But the guy who created
Norman Lear,
all of them,
television legend.
That shit. I mean, it's like, yo, it's amazing. Like you
that
just
man
said,
gotta be like 110.
I think he's like 99 or 100.
He was almost 100 when they did that. When they just did their live action. Jeffersons, All in the Family,
live from the studio.
Yeah, they did the Jeffersons and All in the Family, and then they did the Jeffersons, and they did Good Times.
No, it was,
and they did Facts of Life.
So it was Facts of Life and
Good Times, right?
Good
At the
Times.
same time.
Yeah, Facts of Life and Good Times, and then the second episode was the Jeffersons
and
All in the Family,
because the Jeffersons was a spinoff of All in the Family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that shit was dope. I mean,
I watched that. They had Viola Davis with that fake gap, but they painted the space in between.
Baby, listen, with that wig.
Like esterol.
No, I didn't care.
Damn,
They had fucking Gabrielle Union as 2D, and I
ain't like that.
I was like, who voted for this?
My thing was, and that was like, yeah, I love Gabrielle Union, but why is a 50-year-old playing a teenager?
Yeah, it didn't fit. Just like they had Jennifer Aniston playing Blair. I was like, y'all couldn't get younger like,
actresses.
There's so many other younger, more talented. I feel like it was because of their names.
Right.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I believe
it was
you'd
so
be taking
many
a risk.
more
Like,
younger,
you'd be taking a risk with somebody
and,
less known.
just the talented actors who could have played.
The
like,
Wiz Live took that risk, and I mean, it was a success. Yeah, like the young girl playing Dorothy. That's like, yo, that was like her break.
I heard that was really good.
But she was in her 20s though. She wasn't like our age.
No. But
shit, Diana was in like her 30s playing Dorothy.
But Dorothy was like an elementary school teacher, so it really kind of
no. What I mean is that
playing a 25-year-old.
She was.
She was.
No,
damn near.
It's like yo, like I believe that they took a chance with the young girl, like with the younger,
she killed that
like
role,
younger, lesser known actress.
Like home,
versus like when they do that, when they do that, because when they did Hairspray Live, they got a bunch of big names to play these parts.
Did I watch Hairspray Live? I don't think I did. I'm gonna go back and watch it. I don't think that was one of my favorite movies back in the day. The original Hairspray with Ricky Lake
and John Travolta. Yes, Divine played who was a drag queen from Baltimore.
Yes.
We gotta have
Divine and John. What's his name?
So we gotta pay respect, as we're all from Baltimore originally. We gotta pay respect to the Baltimore legend himself, John Waters.
Yes,
for giving us so many great movies. Hairspray, Crybaby, Serial Mom.
I love Serial Mom. Oh my! I'm going home watch Serial Mom. That's what I'm going home and watch.
She killed that movie
that was my shit.
Because she wore white after Labor Day.
That bitch beat that bitch with a hand bone.
But the rules have changed. No, they haven't.
This was after the bitch got off for murder. But remember, she beat the bitch in her house with the hand bone because she ain't even watching the movies.
Right.
You remember? And she was singing fucking Tomorrow. It's only a day. Wait. I said, oh, this bitch is nuts. What's her name? Channing.
No, that was
Stocker. No, what is her name?
That's Kathleen Turner.
That's her name.
Kathleen Turner.
That's her name. She played the fuck out of that role. I loved her.
So movies that we would know. Mm-hmm. So he did Hairspray, came out in 88. Crybaby came out in 1990. Serial Mom came out in 1994, which was filmed in Baltimore. Mm-hmm. They filmed a scene on West Cold Spring Lane in front of the old record store, which is now with
Super Fresh or Super Pride or something was that?
No, so it's down the street from Loyola. Keswick.
On that end of Cold Spring. Okay.
Keswick and Cold Spring. It used to be a record store, but now it's a Jamba Juice or like a Smoothie King.
Oh, where Miss Shirley's is? Down that way?
Yeah, like a block down the street. It was like the chase scene where she was chasing them and they rounded the corner. That's
okay.
Keswick
right
and
before
West
you get
Cold
to
Spring.
It's Smoothie King because right next door there's a gas station.
Yep, Royal Farms.
Okay. And then the Royal Farms.
And then after that, they did a scene at the original Hammer Jacks back when it was a metal club in the early 90s before we started going to Hammer Jacks 10 years later. Or the new Hammer Jacks.
I'm looking at this shit.
Cecil B. Demented, Pecker, A Dirty Shame, and then they remade Hairspray in 2007. So yeah, shout out to the Baltimore legend John Waters. So you ready to get back to this list?
I am.
Number 8, Sister Sister, which aired on the WB, ABC, and UPN from 1994 to 1999. Before there was The Parent Trap starring Lindsay Lohan, we had Sister Sister. This show gave us the opportunity to see what some of our households looked like blended. Hearing sisters Tia Landry and Tamara Campbell, played by real-life twin sisters Tia and Tamara Mowry, bounce between your dad and my mom, resonated with teens who were trying to navigate that situation in their own lives, while also juggling school life, including college life in later seasons, work life, home life, and their bugaboo neighbor, Roger, who was played by Marcus Houston. Sister showed us what it was like to be adopted and always yearning for the knowledge of your biological parents in a way that was fun but also insightful. So, what are your memories about watching Sister? My biggest memory was when they did
Go home, Roger.
My thing was when they said that, but was for good this time, and he was like,
"Poor Roger," and then they started missing him.
But remember, he was a year younger than them, so when they went to college, he wasn't at Michigan with them.
And then he claimed they got fined. All of a sudden, remember when they went from 7th to 8th grade or 8th to 9th grade or something, and they was like, he went from this to this, and I was like, bitch, she looked like you got a press out. Like Marcus Houston was never attractive to me. I had a thing for Romeo back in the day, but yeah.
Until Brian Brian threw a book at his eye.
That's all right. I was gonna take him one eye and everything, baby. He can see me out his good eye. I ain't give a damn.
She did though.
Not a
Brandy
damn.
was a menace back in the day. It's quite I love Brandy.
They said it was an accident.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, Romeo told
You
the
ain't
story.
learn that lesson from the Avis Banks episode,
Baby.
Hey,
Let your body love.
One of my favorite memories from Sister was when they went to college and the intro to the show changed from the upbeat with the curly hair. They had the silk press.
I got my own mind. I do my own style and my own time. And now everybody sees how different we have come to be.
Sister.
Even though I'm glad to be with y'all, I gotta do what's real for me, like you got to do what's right for you.
Okay, don't sing the rest.
My bad. That's my shit. Sister. Ow. All right, I'm done.
Sister. But so I remember when Tamara was still filming The Real before they got canceled a few years ago, and she was saying that, I guess one episode when Tia was on, that they were attempting to shop around a reboot of Sister, but unfortunately networks nobody.
I'm surprised like
bought into
Netflix
it.
or somebody BET Plus pick up every fucking thing. They could have picked the shit up.
They could have.
Like Tyler Perry, sir.
Yeah.
Pick up Sister.
I mean, there was interest in the show, but I guess
just don't produce it because you make shit go on
Not
too long. I
enough.
love you, but
could you imagine Sister being a Tyler Perry?
no,
Nope.
because his storylines go on entirely too long. I love Tyler Perry,
It's
and
gotta
he
be.
be pulling me in, but some of his storylines go like this chick been pregnant for three seasons. This bitch ain't showing yet. She ain't got a stretch mark, nothing. I'm tired. So no, but BET Plus pick up a lot of stuff, and I think maybe if they do that reboot, they could because everybody is still alive and well.
The Parkers, which aired on UPN from
take it off the
1999 to 2004. Moesha viewers got well acquainted with Boy Crazy Kim, but it being the spinoff series, The Parkers, where she be the star of her own show. A highlight of The Parkers was Kim and her mom, Nikki Parker's tight-knit but codependent mother-daughter relationship. They were sort of like the Black Gilmore Girls of the time, except Nikki was on a hunt that overpowered any storyline.
Baby.
It's in The Parkers that we learn where Kim got her boy craziness from, as we watch Nikki chase and get rejected by Professor Stanley Ogilvy time and time again.
4 years.
Also, how could we forget Freestyle Unity? Made up of Kim's friends, this music group had enough songs to make a decent album.
Yep.
Their appearance across the series only added to the show's appeal. How hard I'm gonna play you, you know.
Even know what to do.
How hard I'm gonna play you, you won't even know.
Go to bed.
That was my
Nigga,
shit.
that was a
I
bop.
rewatched it when it came back on Netflix.
Nigga,
Yes, I did from
I did
start to
too.
finish.
I did too.
However, I have a beef.
With the Parkers?
Yes, I hated the ending.
Yeah,
We
me
spoke
too.
of this before. I hated the ending.
You want to
I
give a
hated-
spoiler of the Parker? I mean, granted, the show been off the air for 19
Yes,
years.
if you ain't watched it, get on the fuck wrong with you, but I'm
It's
about
off
to
the
tell you what
air
happened.
for 20 years.
Yeah, I didn't.
I hated the ending.
I
I,
didn't
did
like it
not
either.
want her to end up with Professor Ogilvy.
Yeah, she
All
was
of me,
already.
she chased that man. She was obsessed with him. She loves him. He treated her bad. He talked about her weight. He disrespected her, and she still was in love with him. She was in love with him. She gave him some cootie cat, and he still ain't treated right and everything. Even though they was drunk when they did it, but still, god damn it, it's some good coochie up under these bellies, which y'all men fail to realize. That's all I'm saying. And At the end, when somebody finally genuinely loved her, you so stupid.
Shut the fuck up.
What?
You stupid. When somebody finally loved her and showed her genuine love and gave her back what she was giving them, then all of a sudden he decided he wanted to be with her. And I was hoping she was going to tell him, no, this man love me. I'm going to marry Johnny.
Nikki Parker don't love you no more.
Right. Like, I was hoping she was going to give him another one of the moments like she did when she was dating old dude. And when she didn't give him that moment and told Johnny, I'm sorry, but this man is my soulmate. Bitch, no, he not. He don't want you, Nikki.
Yeah.
Nicole Ann Parker. He don't want you. Marry Johnny. Johnny love you. Johnny fucking created Jamaica in your living room, bitch, because he could take you to Jamaica and he love you. He love you, bitch. He cooking. You cooking. Y'all was going to make beautiful food together. Like, I am behooved.
I think, I ain't necessarily like the ending.
I hated it.
Because it was basically Family Matters to me.
Yeah.
It ended on a happy note when it
ended up on a happy note, but with the wrong fucking person.
But I also know that that's the standard, like, that's the standard sitcom, like, that's the standard sitcom formula.
Of course it is.
Like, and that shit, kind of blows me a little bit because it's like, like you just said, she was already established in a potential life that she could have had.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I even see them now. Like, I even see them now on a little TV show that they got, and it's like, you were not necessarily a heartthrob, bro.
At all.
Like I don't like
nigga, you cool and everything.
I never heard her say anything about
like Professor Ogilvy.
Yeah. Like I never heard y'all be like, ooh.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
Professor Ogilvy, but I sure went off on Fine Ass Johnny as Mel Jackson.
With the little
baby.
Wait a minute, hold up. That's the one.
That was back when I still like light skinned men.
Wait a minute, that's the one with that little silver patch.
Fuck you, Brandon.
Was I wrong?
But I'm saying we'll bring that shit
quiet right now.
Like to bring that shit full circle. I mean, to bring this shit full circle, it is a little fucked up. I mean, it was a little fucked up, and I hate that. I hate that some sitcoms end like that. Like, if anything, you could have ended it.
Thing, but it should have ended with her marrying Johnny.
Fuck that happy hour.
It should have ended with her marrying Johnny.
You could have ended it like the Cosbys did with Theo graduating from college. You get what I'm saying? Like, she could have graduated from that school or whatever, or just left it at Kim, like them graduating from college. You feel what I'm saying?
Even though it took him 4 years to graduate from a 2-year college, but go
True
ahead.
Shit, but like
from junior college.
Junior college.
That's crazy.
4 years. These many.
How the fuck does a junior college got a frat?
I mean, you'd be surprised.
Like, I
mean, put it that way. I mean, I guess you do have
Alpha. Hey.
I didn't know junior colleges or community colleges have fraternities and sororities.
You'd be surprised, I guess.
That's what I'm saying. Like, the fuck? Boy, growing up and then you learn what you learn better. And it's like, Santa Monica Community College.
It was just Santa Monica College.
Yeah, it was just Santa Monica College.
Yeah.
Because you remember originally she was supposed to go to the Fashion Institute of Leimert. That's what she was going at first.
But yeah, I did. Like, we're probably part of the small minority that hated how it ended and realized like it could have been better. Like when Different World did it with Dwayne and Whitley, it was like, okay, you understood that. Like, you understood that. But
we kind of got some closure.
Right. But
I always wish they would have rebooted that.
Like with these two, Different World.
Now, Bob Cosby's still alive, unfortunately.
No, I mean, prior to all of the stuff that went on with him, they had a chance to reboot it in the 90s.
Yeah, they did.
Like, I wish they would have done it with like all of their children being
10, 15 years later.
Yeah, because then, Whitley and it ended with Whitley and Dwayne expecting the baby.
But then they left to go to Japan.
Yeah, they went to Japan because of his job. So, yeah, I think that it should have. They could have rebooted. They could have rebooted it. Now, if they do it, it's gonna be their grandchildren. At this point.
Well, I mean, if the show ended, let's say when they were like 24, 25. Technically, it could still be their kids. They could have like older kids, but then they might have like a younger group of kids as well. Show. Like, do you have a kid that if you didn't have kids until you were in your like mid to late 30s?
I mean, given the actual traditional standard of having children, once you get established in your career,
because they could have had the first one. They
could do it.
A professor at Hillman,
yeah,
and then let's see their younger brother or sisters in the class with all the other kids.
I could see that.
Tie it in.
Yeah.
But again, I don't think we would ever get a reboot of A Different World until because Cosby's name is attached to it, and I think does he own the rights to A Different World?
But I'm not sure. I would think so.
I want to say because he legit started it as a spinoff because Denise. He started as a spinoff because Denise went, but shit happened.
Yeah. Sorry, next show. Number 6, Moesha, which aired on UPN from 1996 to 2001. Shauna just rolled her eyes out of the chair and onto the floor.
I got something to say.
In the sitcom, legendary R&B singer Brandy Norwood demonstrated and proved to fans just how versatile she was as the show's lead star. The series was a raw and layered experience at times, exploring taboo subjects like sex, drugs, therapy, and grief. But there were also lighter moments, especially whenever Hakeem Campbell was involved. Each time the dark chocolate handsome youth appeared on screen as the Mitchell residents, the audience praised him with endless applause.
Not your
cheers.
face,
Fix your fucking face.
No, it's not that.
It's like
the way it's written.
It's the way it's written that's throwing me off because it's like all these comma. I'm like, girl, in the sentence.
Well, you should have ran that through Grammarly.
Hey, no, but it looked like as they were describing him,
Hakeem,
like he getting like more and more disgusted.
Like,
I mean, he ain't all that. Like, really?
Like, my goodness.
Rounded out with a catchy theme song of Moesha's diary writing nightcaps, Moesha continues to be a timeless black sitcom.
All right,
so hold on.
I want to say this first.
So Parker's was number 7 and they number 6.
Moesha was fucking trash.
She was
a horrible
She was
person.
a trash individual. She was a trash ass friend. She was a spoiled bitch.
Yeah, I was about to say spoiled bitch.
I said it. I love Brandy as a person.
I love Brandy.
I love Brandy as a person.
I just didn't like how they wrote you.
Denise Mitchell.
I didn't like how they wrote. Like I didn't like how they wrote the character, bro. Like I liked her better when she was in Thea.
But Moesha wasn't in Thea.
I'm saying
Brandy was in
as
Thea.
As Brandy was like
But it's a different character. Yeah.
But
she was
it's
a bitch.
like. Yeah,
she was an entitled bitch. I wish my parents would have gave me a fucking car when I was in high school, when I got my fucking license.
A brand new car that you didn't have.
A brand new off the fucking lot car. You didn't want to drive around in the Saturday. I was like, bitch, are you stupid? I didn't get my first fucking car until I was 19 years old, and I had to put half of my own down payment down, and my daddy matched it. And when I missed one fucking car payment, I woke up and my shit was gone. Okay? My daddy came and took my shit back because I was late for one fucking payment. Are you kidding me? She was a spoiled, ungrateful, disrespectful bitch. She was not a good friend to Kim.
Or Hakeem.
She stayed in Hakeem's fucking business.
We got our episode title. Moesha was trash.
Yeah.
Like, you stayed in his business.
How you feel about Moesha?
And then I was upset when they ended up together. I did not want them together. I didn't think she deserved Hakeem. And she only got back with Hakeem because the shit didn't work out with Q. What'd she say?
Moesha was an asshole.
She was.
But I think that, she was all up Q ass.
Moesha.
Moesha
Mitchell.
Like, she was all up in Q ass, and then when that nigga wasn't checking for it, then it's like, all of a sudden now it's like, you come back to Hakeem. But then y'all, I think somebody said something about some shit.
Her and Hakeem ended up together, never sat right with me. I didn't like it. I didn't like her and Hakeem together at all.
So the same people that
the only person who genuinely ever loved Hakeem was Kim.
The same people who wrote Moesha were the same people that wrote the Parkers. And then you see that they put the two opposite characters that probably shouldn't be together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you can understand why. The shows wasn't that. I mean, the shows were successful, but they didn't. But like when you look at it, like now, it's like, that shit was trash. And then on top of that,
I tried to give her
the show gets canceled, and y'all niggas end on a cliffhanger because don't nobody know what the fuck happened to Miles.
Yeah, they threw Miles' ass in the dumpster. And they sent Lil' Kim ass damn near bald headed to the fucking house with one goddamn shoe. Yeah.
She said my house is in a dumpster.
Frank was a trash ass daddy
the
too.
dumpster hasn't been dumped in 20 years.
Baby, his little body in there. He was easy to incinerate. The nigga was like 4'2".
But I think that,
He was little.
but I also think, but I also hated the fact when they introduced it's like, yo, some way, somehow, yo, she introduced Ray J into the mix.
She does it all the time.
That's what I'm saying.
Because he was on the show prior to being Dorian. Remember, he was part of that little Black Boys Club or some shit like that. He made a couple of guest appearances.
Yeah. Right.
So he was on there prior. He even performed on the show. So, she was trying to figure out a way to permanently write her brother into the show. We did not ask for Willie Ray J. Norwood Jr. We didn't ask for him. We did not.
Then it's
Dorian did not fit. The character just was weird. And then, like I said, Frank wasn't the best father. Frank didn't handle things the best way all the time. He didn't. He needed some work. He absolutely did. Dee was a good mother. I liked Dee. She was a good mother. Mm-hmm. But Frank had some work that needed to be done. And thank God for Dee. Somebody had to come balance his dumb ass out.
I think the thing that pissed me off about it was they made Dorian. It pissed me off that
they made him.
They made him like this drug dealer, like he was supposed to be. Right. He was supposed to be this thug, and it's like
ain't nobody scared of you, nigga.
Nobody gonna call you no fucking D money, nigga. The only nigga that thought he was cool was Miles, bro.
Like your punk ass.
Oh, wait a minute.
Like, nigga, I ain't princess. I'll fuck you up. You this big. Somewhere and sit down. Fuck you thought this was.
Y'all ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Let's move along. I am distressed.
The Wayans Brothers, which aired on the WB from 1995 to 1999. The Wayans from... I can read today. I hope I'm not having a stroke.
Oh, Lord Jesus.
Is my face contorted?
No. Not today, Lord.
Okay. The Wayans familiar...
That's what he said.
Stop talking to me, Aaron. Today, please. Like, you have to stop talking to me.
No, but I think that's like a sign of having a stroke.
Please don't. Please don't do this to me.
Why are you playing?
No.
The Wayans' familial legacy began a little earlier in the sketch comedy series In Living Color with Keenan Ivory Wayans, Damon Wayans, and Kim Wayans. However, sitcom The Wayans Brothers will focus on the two younger siblings of the clan, Sean and Marlon Wayans.
Love Marlon.
With the pair separating themselves from past and present black sitcoms as soon as the show's faux theme song started playing. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're color. Give me a high five. All right, cut and print. Beautiful, guys. Beautiful.
Dynamite.
In the series, we're introduced to Shauna and Marlon Williams, the former being an entrepreneur who owned a newspaper stand, and the latter being a jokester who usually wreaks havoc on most of his brother's plans. We watch the boys maintain jobs and go through the ins and outs of their life in Harlem with girls as their sole motivator. The late John Witherspoon, rest in peace to the legend himself, was a standout as the boys' father, Pops, hilariously trying to keep them in check while operating his diner. Overall, the Wayans brothers found the younger's
Get the D.
Overall,
don't tell nobody.
Overall, the Wayans brothers found the younger Wayans brothers building out their own path. The series serving as the stepping stone to future creative endeavors like genre parody films such as the Scary Movie franchise and hilariously deranged comedies like White Chicks.
That's my shit. Oh my God, Brittany.
We can't mention the Wayans brothers without mentioning Anna Maria Horsford, aka D herself.
Yes, the original baby, motherfucking Thelma Fry.
Thelma Fry from Good Times.
Honey. Love me.
Put some respect on Anna Maria Horsford's name.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen
was the 80s.
What'd I say?
You said Good Times.
Oh shit. That's the wrong Thelma, baby. Wrong Thelma.
Am I dyslexic?
No. Then why am I getting caught up on your ass?
Let's go with the wine. Because we did drink 2 whole bottles of wine. Maybe that's what that is. Because, baby, I'm all sorts of tongue-tied and flip-flabbed and...
But...
Yes, I knew it was Thelma Fry from Amen, not Good Times. knew that.
But
I hope I'm okay.
Wayans
Check on me
brothers.
later.
I am, babe.
I'm
Like I got keys.
Little worried.
But Wayans brothers is underrated.
Yeah, they never
It
got
was,
a finale.
and they didn't get a
episode.
finale, and I'm pissed about it. I love that show,
Like,
baby. Pop, 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 sugar pop.
because
sugar
I think
pop,
around the
sugar
time
pop.
that they got canceled, Marlon was actually like making good on his acting career and like actually like being on stage. I think one of my favorite episodes was when he was doing the commercial. And they was like he was doing like the little, I think it was supposed to be like a 40s commercial, like a 40, like, you know, for the malt liquor. And when and it's like, yo, everybody seen the shit, and it was like, yo, I ain't like that. But then him and Sean like, you know, fuck that up, like fuck that shit up for the white guy. And like, yo, it was like,
It was for Jobs Malt Liquor.
yeah. And it's like, bruh, it was dope. I mean, it was dope to me, but you actually got to see like their creativity, and then
They did.
they branch off, and it's like, you know, how they branched off, and like, oh, Marlon is
funny. Oh, it's always been funnier to me than Sean.
but
If I have to put the Wayans brothers in a lineup of who's the funniest, Damon is the funniest.
yeah,
It's the
hands
funniest.
down.
Okay.
Hands down.
Marlon, and then Keenan, and Kim, and then Sean.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my order. But that goddamn Damon, he's been making me laugh to the point of ugly tears for a very long time.
I believe that they were the Wayans brothers is probably like yo, that was like probably like the last ounce of like In Living Color. Or in that way of comedy that we had in on TV, like in TV, like, you know, like that, take it a little too far but not, you know, take it far but not too far type thing. Because then after a while, you know, shit got censored, and, you know, it's like, all right,
They stay censoring shit.
like, we can't talk about this, we can't do, you know, we can't talk about this, we can't go here, or you can't joke about this. But I believe that it was an amazing show that was highly underrated. And they should have got you know, I stand on that soapbox and be like, yo, they should have got a finale episode.
And then some years later, Marlon ended up getting his own sitcom, so that worked out. It only lasted for 2 seasons. I was mad when they canceled it, but it was funny as fuck to me.
I think the reason why it only lasted 2 seasons is because, yo, Marlon, he got big after, like, yo.
You mean acting wise?
Yeah, as far as, I mean,
He's been doing a lot of
he was
stuff as far as comedy specials. He's had like 3 comedy specials in like the last 2 years.
Yeah, he, as far as like his stand-up goes.
3 or 4, and then he had the movie on Netflix, the Sextopolis movie, and then he had another movie too, Freak.
It was a Halloween movie. It was like
Not
the
that
Halloween.
one.
Oh,
Not that
'cause
one.
that one was fucking funny.
Not the whatchamacallit movies. It was another movie that he had. I can't think of the name of, that came out like around the same time as Sextopolis. I cannot think of the name of it right now. But yeah.
Oh, didn't he do Aretha?
He
Aretha?
did.
Oh.
He was in Aretha.
He was in Bel Air too.
He was. He played Lou in Bel Air, and I was not expecting that. I swear, I thought they was going to surprise us, and Will was going to play Lou, which would have been made sense to me for him to have played Lou. But Marlon did not do a bad job.
I heard.
He did not do. It was really good. He did not do a bad job at all.
Yeah, I heard people saying, yo, Marlon gave him goosebumps. Like,
Because you're not used to seeing him play in serious roles, so to see him actually to not be that silly, goofy person, like, yeah, it just made you be like, okay, Marlon, you are versatile. Okay, let's give you a chance.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I liked him in G.I. Joe.
I didn't.
I don't think I saw that.
No, I didn't either. I had to think
The
about
first
that for a second.
first one.
The first one?
Yeah, the first one with Channing Tatum.
Oh no, I didn't. I didn't watch
Yeah,
that. I'm gonna watch that again.
I liked him in G.I. Joe.
Okay, maybe I'll get Trey to sit down and watch that with me. I didn't watch that. What's the next show be?
Next show is, let's see. The Jamie Foxx Show.
Love Jamie.
Which aired on the WB from 1996 to 2001. Leaving Texas to live with his Aunt Helen and Uncle Junior in Los Angeles to chase his dreams of becoming an entertainer, Jamie King had us laughing from the Jamie Foxx Show's beginning all the way to its finale. In almost every episode, you were guaranteed to the back and forth tension between him and Goody Two Shoes co-worker Braxton.
Which is funny as fuck, yo.
Braxton.
Okay, so
heart never break.
No disrespect to the author of this article, but this is poorly written. I don't know.
They didn't do no spell checks and all that.
It's just the way
like run-on sentences.
The structure, the run-ons, and
okay. Been there. That's how some of these questions be that I be reading too. And I freestyle some of them because I get it.
Yeah, this is. I'm
Take
sorry,
your time. Let them use you.
Because at first I was. Y'all saw me. Remember, I was like, "Am I having a stroke?" Because the way I'm like getting tongue tied and sentences. Anyway, in almost every episode, you were guaranteed the back and forth tension between him and Goody Two Shoes co-worker Braxton. The series showcased Fox's versatility as an entertainer. One moment he'd be delivering a great comedic line like "Talk to the Hand," and the next he'd be serenading a live audience with his underrated singing abilities.
It was "Talk to the Hand." It
was also notable for his guest appearances with Method Man and Redman, Mac 10, West Side Connection, and Ice Cube, Ronald Isley, Mary J. Blige, Gerald Levert, Casey and JoJo, and Gladys Knight playing Fox's mom, all popping up.
Yes.
Thoughts on the Jamie Foxx
and what's his name? Marilyn McCool. You leave out Marilyn McCool and what's his name? Billy Davis that played Fancy's parents, and Jo Marie Patton originally played his mother first, right? She played his mother first. It wasn't Gladys Knight, or it was either vice versa. Either Gladys Knight played his mother first, and then Jo Marie Patton came in as his mother, or vice versa. Yeah, I think Jo Marie played his mother first, and then Gladys Knight played his mother. When him and Fancy got married, when she came back for that after she had married Gerald Levert character. Jamie Foxx was very underrated. Jamie Foxx is funny. He was slept on. He is to this day. Jamie Foxx is one of my favorite artist. He is very multi-talented. He has played some of the dopest fucking characters. This man played Ray Charles, and if you closed your fucking eyes, you thought you were listening to Ray Charles. He didn't do no sing-overs, tracks, or nothing. He actually sang this fucking music. Like, he walked around with something on his eyes so he could not see, so he can get into that role. Like, he dope as fuck. He's dope as fuck, and that show was so slept on. And I would love to have seen like an update to see, once him and Fancy moved to New York, what happened with that? Them moving to New York, what happened with his career? Braxton stayed and ran the hotel. They gave him part of the hotel. But I did have one damn question I had, and I think I have an answer to it, but I'm not sure.
Okay.
So Jamie, last name was King. But I'm trying to figure out how his last name is King because he was Helen's nephew. He was Junior's nephew by marriage. So, and his mother was Helen's sister. So how was his last name King?
Maybe they had,
I'm thinking they adopted him.
No, maybe
they raised him.
Maybe Helen and Junior had the same last name.
I don't know. That's a possibility. I was thinking maybe they adopted him because remember they said his mother was on the road a lot. His father wasn't in his life, so I was wondering if Junior and Helen adopted him and raised him, and that's how he ended up with the last name King. That's what I think happened.
I'm about to say shit because I got an aunt whose last name was who had the same last name just spelled differently. Then she ended up meeting her husband. At that time, they got married and same last name just spelled differently.
But that was just like with Young Jock and his wife on Love and Hip Hop. Her last name was already Robinson, and that was his last name. So
it's like I ain't
now
got
she's just
change.
Mrs. Robinson instead of Miss Robinson.
Yeah, I ain't got to change shit, nigga. But Jamie Foxx was alright to me. But I loved it. But I believe anybody that came from a living color was successful.
Yeah, majority. Yeah. A lot of them were absolutely.
Black people.
What?
Because I ain't saying none of the white people on TV.
Well, the only one who,
however,
I haven't really seen. Jim Carrey was very famous.
No, I'm saying no.
So was Kim Cole?
I'm talking about like on the small.
No, he said the white people. What was the other? Kelly Caulfield was in a lot of stuff. She popped up in a lot of stuff. She was in Little Man. They kept her in
she's
stuff.
In a lot of.
She was on Jamie Foxx.
No, but see, the Wayans. I believe that the Wayans took the Adam Sandler route. Like, yo, you take all the people that you done worked with.
That you came up with.
Yep.
And you got a lot of same people in his movies.
And you keep them in the same movie. And you keep them in the movies different roles.
As long as they been loyal to you, you be loyal to them. I agree.
I mean, I feel like with that, if especially if you know you have good chemistry with somebody or
Yeah.
somebody you work well with, why not recast them in
Yep, I would.
different roles throughout all your projects?
I mean, Spike Lee did it with Sam and Denzel. Like, hey, yo,
Fuck
look.
yeah. For a long time, I was like, God damn, they ain't
I
everybody.
remember Samuel Jackson was in School Days.
Yeah.
I don't remember his character.
He
So
was
I gotta go back and watch.
he was one of the
School
townies that cussed out Lawrence Fishburne
Days. I gotta go
at the
back.
restaurant. But he was in School Days.
They always
I
had
think
work.
one of my favorite Spike Lee Denzel combos was Mo Better Blues.
Mm-hmm.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Loved Mo Better Blues.
I like that.
I just recently, within like the last year or so, rewatched it because I hadn't seen it in a very long time. I rewatched it because I wrote a paper on it for one of my classes. And I was sitting there watching like, this movie is so damn long. This movie is so good. Still. Love me some Denzel.
You ready for the next movie?
Denzel.
Next
Denzel.
Yeah.
His name is actually Denzel.
Denzel Washington.
Next show. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which aired on NBC from 1990 to 1996.
There's no. What number is this?
This is number 3.
What happened to number 4?
Number 4 was the Jamie Foxx show.
Oh shit.
Number 5 was the Wayans brothers.
Okay. Cool.
My fault for not, saying the numbers.
It's all good. It's all good. It's all good.
Try
We
to
in
get
there.
through this. Before Fresh Prince. I just say French Prince.
I was like, French Prince, who making sandwiches?
Ain't that coffee? French Prince. Okay, yeah. Shauna, please check on me later. Make sure I ain't in here.
I will. I think you just tied from.
Yeah. I don't know.
Try to be a drunk sex Romeo.
No, I hope I ain't playing. I hope I ain't having a damn stroke. Before Fresh Prince, we'd already seen a well-off black family before making money.
It's not you. It's the way it's written.
Okay,
Yeah, it's the way it's written.
hold on. We gonna copy.
Paste and take some shit out.
No, what I'm gonna do is put this in a note and run this shit through Grammarly because this shit got me sitting here thinking like, what? Why can't I read this right? Hold on. Okay, Grammarly. Okay, so it did notice several clarity issues. Okay, again, it wasn't me. Before Fresh Prince, we'd already seen a well-off black family making money. But The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air would be the first ever black sitcom to place us in a mansion. The luxury experience in this sitcom was unlike anything we had experienced before, with the Banks family having their own butler. With Will as the show's lead, we see the Philadelphia native adjust to the good and bad of living in such a place, all while navigating the different relationships he has with the Banks family. As great as Will Smith was in the series, the ensemble cast was also significant too, especially the late James Avery as the Banks patriarch. As fun and as lighthearted as the series was, it also made space for serious topics, most notably the abandonment Will feels from his father. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air continues to have an impact not just on black TV, but on TV overall, redefining the idea of what a sitcom could be. Thoughts on the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
First and foremost, rest in
Hillary
peace, Uncle Phil.
Banks, will you marry?
First of all, rest in peace, Uncle Phil. Okay.
For real.
Yes.
You the only father
Jay-
that I ever
yes,
knew.
yes.
Am I get a bitch pregnant? You a better you.
Shout out to J. Cole, man.
If I become a father, I'll be a better you. I thought that's what he said.
That's the line.
If I get a bitch pregnant, I'll be a better you.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Anywho.
It's no role models by J. Cole.
Anywho. So yeah, I adored him. I adored James Avery.
Oh,
I adored him. He was like one of the greatest patriarchs ever in life.
That's true.
Even with when Will first came around, like when he first came around, like he wasn't too thrilled with having him there full time. I can understand that. Another fucking teenage boy, he was trouble, blah, 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 blah. But eventually, they grew their own relationship. He looked out for him. He loved him. He treated him like he was his own child. And I always loved that about him. One of my favorite episodes, of course, probably is a lot of people's favorite episode, which was the episode when his father showed up, when Will's father showed up. Mm-hmm. And Will finally let everything out to Uncle Phil. Mm-hmm. And Uncle Phil just grabbed him and hugged him. And he said most of that was free. Like when they did the Bel-Air reunion, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion on Peacock or whatever channel that was on, and he said that a lot of that was freestyle. Like
what was
that scene?
Yeah,
a lot of that scene was improv.
Oh yeah. I remember him saying it in the interview.
And he said when James hugged him and snatched him in, he said James whispered in his ear, "That's it.
Yeah, that's fucking acting.
Yeah,
I remember him
that
saying
was amazing. That's still one of my. I've been a big Will Smith fan. I don't care who like it. I don't care who don't like him. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. I love Will Smith as an actor. I love him as a person. Whatever. Everybody's entitled to a fuck up every now and again. That man been unproblematic his whole fucking career.
Yeah.
So fuck y'all. Yeah, but anyway, so I'm pretty much gonna watch any fucking thing that he's in.
They got a finale episode.
They did. And that was something else I always wanted to see a follow up for. And I love that they did Bel-Air, and I didn't know how I was going to feel about the reboot, and about the fact that he was making it more of a drama and not a comedy. But I like the direction they took it in. The only thing I don't like is I don't care for Carlton's character and the stuff that he's doing. Yeah, the current Carlton.
So I haven't watched the second season of
it's really
Bel-Air.
Good.
But you know they just removed Peacock from Xfinity customers, so you got to pay.
And then you got to pay for. Oh, I must have paid for mine because I don't remember.
It's an extra $2.99 now. Yeah.
Oh, they must charge my card on file, child, because I ain't know.
Yeah, but I think you had to opt out of it. Well, no, I think you automatically they automatically cut it, but they said if you wanted to keep it, it's now you have to opt into it and then pay.
I think I must have did it the other day because that's why I was watching Peacock the other day. But because I think I watched a movie on there. Mm-hmm. Something I was watching on Peacock the other day. But anywho, yeah. So like it's. Look, I'll give you my login if you choose to use it.
Okay, thank you, sis.
But yeah, as I was saying, as far as Fresh Prince, that was one of the dopest black sitcoms that we got because we got to see a successful family.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Successful. Like, yeah, Hillary was spoiled, but Ashley wanted to get things on her
Shorty
own.
said that. I need $700.
Yeah.
For what?
Hi, Will. Dad, I need $700. Like, but
for a new hat.
Yeah. I loved Uncle Phil. He was my favorite character on the show.
Yo,
him and Jeffrey with his quips. Jeffrey was always quick with it.
Straight Shredder. Yeah, because you know he was the voice of Shredder. Yeah. Yo, but when he went straight Shredder and on the police officer when Will and Carlson got locked up, bro.
Oh yeah.
When they got profiled.
It's like, all right, son. But I do I liked I love James Avery as an actor, cause then I found out that he did a lot of. You nasty motherfucker. Then I found out that he did a lot of voice work in a lot of cartoons, which also I just recently found out that Benson, the guy that played Benson, was
Robert
Guillaume.
I think that's how you say his last name.
Robert Guillaume.
Yeah, he was the voice of Panthro in
really?
in Thundercats. Yeah. I was like, okay, Rafiki now he Panthro. All right, bet.
I think one of my favorite moments from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was when I think it was at the end. It was like a gag, but I think Will told Carlton he was leaving, or like Lisa or something. Something happened. I don't remember the context. But Alfonso Ribeiro started freaking. He said, "Oh God, no!" He ran through the whole set.
Yeah,
he got there. I don't know how he did it, but he got there on his knees and crawled through the set, went up into the audience, ran down.
Oh no, yeah, I fucked it. No.
Oh my God, no! He ran through the house, ran through the cabin set, ran through the ULA set, ran through everything, got in the audience, went up into the stands, was screaming, "Oh my God, I can't believe it!"
But you know what though? I don't think that it's enough. It's enough bloopers.
No.
Like it's not enough bloopers.
Oh, yeah.
It's not enough blooper reels and it because they don't necessarily record in front of a live studio audience anymore.
Yes, they do.
Certain places. I mean, certain shows.
Oh, you mean like shows nowadays?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Miss Pat show, dude.
But because she believed. I mean, her and the other guy like that helped create the show.
Jordan Cooper.
They said they needed.
No, that's not Jordan Cooper. Jordan Cooper did Bel-Air.
He said that
his name is Jordan Something.
Okay.
But he said that they needed that. Like they needed for the show to be
In front of
that.
a live studio
Like
audience.
because they trying to bring back the old school sitcom. And I believe that like that's what made, like, honestly, that's what made the TV. It's like, yeah, granted, we watched the finished product.
Yeah.
But we also tuned in to watch the credits because we were going to see, we was going to see them like fuck up some lines or just see how funny, like, cause especially when they trying to be serious and then, they break character or they break the fourth wall. And I also kind of miss those episodes where they broke, like, like occasionally you break the fourth wall. Like Will would do it.
Yeah.
And I think he said something about like the ceiling, like, we got all this money, but we ain't got no ceiling. You looked up and it's like,
Martin did it too.
yo, that's what I'm saying. Yo, he better be number one.
Martin
Man, we
did
don't
it too.
need no umbilical cord. This is TV.
Hey, it's Brandon. In case you haven't been able to tell by the episode title, this recording session went on way too long. But of course, that's long in a good way. Because of that, we're going to end part 1 here and return next week with the rest of the countdown and more discussions about our favorite TV shows from all eras and the Q&A segment for this now 2-part episode. If you have any questions for us, feel free to shoot us an email at askwandapod@gmail.com. That's ASKWANDAPOD@gmail.com. Also, you can find us on Instagram and Twitter at WandaPod_ and on Facebook at Wine and Audacity, the podcast. As always, we appreciate you. We love y'all for listening. Thank you for tuning in and listening to our foolishness for now 30 episodes. And we will be back next week with episode 31, which is actually part 2 of this episode, which is entitled Moesha Was Trash. Y'all know y'all agree. On behalf of myself, Shauna, and Aaron, we appreciate y'all for listening, like I already said, and we will be back next week with part 2, which is an all new episode. Until then, be easy, be safe. We love y'all, and we will see y'all next week.